I'm a Christian who has struggled with anger issues, partly due to childhood illness and disability. I grew up being overprotected, which prevented me from making my own decisions, and probably knocked my confidence. I regularly heard my parents arguing, and the home became quite unsettled. Eventually they split up, and I saw my dad infrequently, so never learned how a father should interact with his children. As a young adult, I was a fairly laid-back person, with few cares or reasons to get angry. I'm married, and we had 2 children. However, I wasn't prepared for having children of my own, and I found the discipline side of parenting stressful. I responded to bad behaviour with shouting, which generally resulted in losing control of the situation and causing upset throughout the house. This became my default response for disciplining the children and dealing with conflict. Celebrate Recovery describes this insanity as responding to the same situation in the same way and expecting a different result. I felt low and lost confidence. When my mum became very ill and died, I was frustrated that this was happening and that I didn't know how to help. So there was much anger, frustration and hurt in my life. Colossians chapter 3 verse 8 deeply challenged me. But now you must put them all away: anger, wrath, malice, slander, and obscene talk from your mouth. Following a discussion with one of the clergy at church, I was introduced to Celebrate Recovery, a safe and confidential place to seek help. Here I met others who acknowledged struggles. The structured sharing time was liberating as no one challenged or cross-questioned me. I soon felt comfortable. Principle 1. Admitting that I am powerless to control my tendency to do the wrong thing and that my life is unmanageable reminds me that I'm a sinner and I need God's help to manage the things that I find difficult. In the Serenity Prayer, we pray, God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. This has helped me to come to terms with my disability. When I watch my children in their sporting activities, it brings me joy to see that God has gifted them so greatly. I have learned so much from the biblical direction given in Celebrate Recovery lessons and testimonies. I have learned that the only person I have the power to change is myself. I have learned to make amends, which enables a clean slate to be made and to move on with a new approach. I can see now how God has blessed me with good things instead of dwelling on what's negative. And my confidence is growing. As I lean more on Jesus' power to help me, rather than trying to do things in my own strength, I'm changing into a more peaceful and less irrational person, and a more patient and loving father. I've not had a major outburst of anger like before for 3 years. That span of time reflects God's kindness to me, and I've come closer to Him through Celebrate Recovery. Principle 8 encourages us to give back to God and to serve the church. I've chosen to serve the Church of Celebrate Recovery, helping with worship and the men's group. I thank God for Celebrate Recovery and for His help in changing me.